Sweetness.
We'll be rolling live on the fake book from my Jim Fannon Show page in about 3 seconds. I'm just going to make sure that we're up and running. Sweet he is. Sweet it is. Let's just make sure we got a feed going.
Where's my shirt?
And then I will upload this later to the YouTube channel so that it's...
Sure.
Like this is just recording from the phone, right? So
Yes.
the sound quality is not the greatest.
Oh, yeah.
So don't die.
Oh, good call. Good call.
We're not going to die.
No, but yeah, fair. Guess we never really know. But this is a good moment.
Yeah.
This is a good
Feels
moment.
all right.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. Yeah, we don't know.
Okay. Looks like we're rolling. See if we can
Cool.
get a picture. Oh, look at my big bald head.
Hey.
Right.
Oh, whatever,
Yo.
man.
It really shines off that light.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice.
I was going to not use the light because it's just, it doesn't light the subjects up as well. But
Oh, okay.
I think you're just kind of a cozier kind of
Yeah, this is nice.
warm. I guess we'll just mute that. It won't mute. Oh, I turned my keyboard off. There we go. Anthony, sweet.
Oh, yeah,
Thanks
man.
for coming back, man. I was just saying, you were one of my first guests when we started trying this out. No, I think I had the microphones. I think it was just starting out to
Yeah.
try to get a feel for it, and
Feels pretty good, huh?
man, it's been it seems like a decade. It seems like forever ago. I don't know why, but maybe it's just where I've been bumping into you here and there. You've been so generous with your time as far as performance goes. That sessions on the river, and I know I've told you this before, and probably many people that are watching as well. But when Chris Curry sent me that video. When it got to the second song, and I can never remember the names of the songs.
It's the Getaway. I think,
I filled up.
Yeah.
I filled up, and
That's
I'm
wild,
not an
man.
emotional guy normally. I can be, but I don't find that I'm brought to tears that often.
Yeah.
And the music, I don't know what it is about that song that gets me, man, but it got me, and I just was filled with emotions, and it was just so beautiful. It moved me very deeply, and I even posted yesterday when I kind of teased the interview out, is that you've been a really important guy in my life, and an influence, and strange, because I don't know you all that well. I mean, we're not buddies. We don't hang out on the regular. I like to consider you a friend, obviously. If you called and said, hey, I need help, I'd be there in a second. But so you're more of labels, right? But associate, what do you call them? Acquaintance, friend, they're variations.
Fellow traveler.
Yeah.
And
so then just to, I'm new at this yoga thing, and I'm really trying to take it seriously, because,
nice to
I
see you
turned
there.
50 last year, and my body's literally, my body's falling apart, and I'm not healthy in a number of different ways. And I got frozen shoulder, and then I had this pericarditis last summer, which acted pretty much like a heart attack. It was serious. I was in the hospital for 4 days, and I mean, it didn't scare the shit out of me, or anything. Everyone was like, "Oh, don't you feel like you got a second?" Oh, I'm like, no, it didn't really shake me that way. It wasn't a wake up call. It was just another thing, right?
Right.
And so
the yoga's been good.
in that studio, I've taken yoga before. Yoga by Sarah's a friend of mine. She's of course sold and moved on out of the community and whatnot, but I giggled through that 8-week class with a girlfriend of mine. And, actually, it was a buddy of mine's girlfriend that I was taking it with. And we used to walk all the way down. I used to walk. I was on Memora. She was on Richmond, and I walked from Memora and walk and she'd pick her up, like,
go together.
say, come on, and we'd
let's go.
continue walking to the yoga studio. And I found it, and this is 20 years ago.
Oh, wow.
I haven't done it since.
Oh,
and
wow.
we had a blast, but we did not take that seriously. We just giggled through it. And so this studio is, and people used to say to me, I'm Yoga by Sarah. I don't, I like something more intimate and dark and quiet. And I'm like, oh, yeah, because she didn't have that atmosphere certainly on Geneva or Queenston Street. You could hear and see the cars going by. It was a big picture window, right?
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
So the moto's cool, and I always, Carl, a realtor of mine, used to say, hey, come on, let's take hot yoga by Sarah, and I had a scholarship. I could go any time because she was my friend,
great.
I had an unlimited, just go, and I never used it.
You never did.
And I used to tell Carl, no, I think I need to do the normal yoga before I go into the hot room.
Okay.
And now I understand the hot room's like 102 degrees.
I know.
And I can only get halfway through a class, dude.
Yeah.
I can't. I have to. I get to where they start going into the flow with the downward dog into the plank, into the downward facing dog, down to the plank, and then raising up
again.
and then it's so beautiful to watch. I really haven't attempted that one yet, but because by that time I told Eric today that taught us, and then yesterday I took the 6:30 a.m. class, which was weird. Up at 4:30, like weird. Like come on, man. And the stuff that comes out of you in that room.
Yeah.
So I'm gassed. And I told Eric today that taught today, I said, by the time I get to the second half of the program, like I haven't practiced the back end of the program, the second half, because I'm too gassed.
You will.
I'm too gassed by that time.
It's nice that there's freedom there to pause whenever you wish.
Yeah, it's it's quiet and dark and tranquil, and then oh man, you had the sounds of your guitar and voice there, and I joked yesterday on Facebook after I teased it out in the comment section. I read it. Did you?
Yeah.
Look, comment. Come on, participate, would you? Yeah, I joked. No. I was trying to think of a way I could say I showered with Anthony Sweet yesterday, which wasn't really true. But I was in the shower when,
That's right.
In a communal shower or
and
in,
folks
in
can
the
take that
room
as they
or
want.
whatever. I came out and there was a guy, bearded guy. I don't know anyone's name yet because I'm really not there to meet anyone. Right.
But
I came, and they tell you to take your practice out into the world.
Into the world.
So
yes.
I'm not like when I get out of there, I'm still in chill mode, right?
Right.
And so when I passed you, you were going in. I was coming out of the shower, and you started to sing and the acoustics in the shower. They always say the acoustics in the shower is the best, right?
Yeah,
I said to Buddy, he's just showing off now. Like he's seriously, man. There wasn't enough in the room. Now he's got the acoustics in the shower. I didn't go on that much. I just said he's just showing off now. He laughed anyway. What? So it was such a blessing and such a beautiful experience to be that present to the body and the breath, and the sweat, and then I told Eric today, when I become a mouth breather, I'm very in tune with when I can't breathe through my nostril, my nose anymore because, there's not enough airflow. Yeah. So I'm really on a journey with that, and I joked the first time I went was you were there, and that was the reason I went.
Wow,
Anthony Sweet is playing, and it was really cool. So I love you, man. I appreciate your gift and and your generosity and your time. So thanks for coming.
It is a blessing to sing there. I look forward to it. And I'm able to be in a space and share in that way. Like it does something for me too. Like brings me into a space of calm and just recognizing, okay, what's happening in the room. People are reconnecting, with their bodies and how good that is for me. I've started taking yoga as well since I've started singing there and just redirecting like thankfulness towards my body so long. It's been a bit of a journey, you know, accepting form, you know, and realizing that I'm more than that.
Identity.
You know,
You get caught up in that.
really, I do.
Eric spoke about that today, and it was brilliant. You know,
Helpful.
And the conversation they have before and after is
Yes.
really intentional and beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's not profound in the sense that it's nothing you don't already know.
Right.
You know,
Right.
you know this deep.
reminded.
And
So
it's so
good.
great to have that. And it's like you don't know it. Like
Right.
today he was talking about don't wipe off the sweat. You know, you close the glands when you do that, and you make yourself hotter. Like, And he says, plus, if you feel an itch, and I do this, I try to do this even if I'm just laying in the pool.
Yeah.
You got this you can feel this little thing that needs to be scratched right here.
Yeah.
And the game is to see if you can just, it's not going to kill you.
Right. If you can let it go.
It's your mind
I know.
screwing with you. And if
a
you
good
can
practice.
if you can practice getting over, because it's not really there. Like it's not.
And
it's
it
not
will
a
go
fly
away.
biting you. It's not.
Right.
Yeah, and
It will
does
leave.
dissipate as your mind
Yeah.
lets it go.
Yeah.
And so it's
really wild.
It is wild. Like, I mean, I expect to be learning until I die, but this has been something where it's not information overload, but it's a grace and wisdom that I haven't experienced at that level, or that I feel like it's not surface, like it's internal now. Just like when you work out that hard in 102 degrees, a cool shower doesn't do the trick. You sweat all the way home, and then some.
Right.
So yeah, and I wonder, like, I wondered if I would like the music in the yoga because would I find it distracting, and then I found myself singing along with your music because I know it so well.
Right. And it wasn't a distraction, huh?
No, I don't find it that way at all. But I just wonder about your participation and how, like, I know you must have a series of songs that's working for you.
Yeah.
But just intentionally playing something because of something you see in the room. I wonder how much room you give yourself to change or soften or just go silent or take a long break because of something you see there. It's really, it's fascinating to me to see how it's like the telephone thing or the dominoes. If this doesn't happen, then all that stuff wouldn't have happened. And I just wonder how your intention might fluctuate and become flexible as far as what's going on in the room. Or are you just doing a set, just a normal set, just like anything else?
It makes it more special if I try and be sensitive to what's happening around. You know what I mean? Like I'm a part of something. You know what I mean?
No,
like
that makes sense.
And to a certain degree, like I do have a group of, like, a list of songs that I enjoy singing, you know, and that feel good, you know. But songs that have a message of, you know, whether it's self-love or self-love or just encouragement of some form, you know, talking about love, talking about sharing, you know, songs that redirect our attention back to loving ourselves, you know, or loving other people. Like that kind of message is something that I try and shoot for, but also just trying to come into the space with like a clean slate, like just being as present as possible, so that even it might just be the sound that comes out, it could be healing, you know. So just trying to focus on my own connection with something that is beyond me, you know, and just reminding myself, you know, by being there and by singing, that I am also loved, you know, and then when I'm reminded of that, and then it's more powerful, the experience, I think, you know, and so that's what I try, and I'll sing a song, and usually as I'm singing that song, the next one will kind of pop into my mind.
Okay.
You know, usually, and I'll be like, okay, so that's the next one, but giving myself freedom to stop a song maybe after a verse, you know, or to change, you know, I'm free. You know, there's no like you have to do.
There's no
you have to
very
do
little
this.
structure.
Right.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of structure, and then there's not, and they give you the grace and the freedom
Just
to really
dance
drink whenever you
around.
want, to
Yeah.
sit
Oh.
down, and I'm really so glad because I'm, you know, kind of macho type. You know, I'm a man, and
Yeah.
I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna finish
push
this.
through
I'm
it.
gonna push. I'm gonna, you know, and I'd end up passing out or
Yeah.
being sick inside the room because
It's
I
like-
won't leave or I won't stop. And I'm not saying I would have done that, but that's kind of, I'm competitive,
Yep.
you know.
Yep.
And the first class, I think Meow taught it, and she said, if you need to rest, you can just lie down on your mat. You go into Shavasana.
Yeah.
Feel free to stop or drink or do whatever you like. They're, you know, and I'm really grateful for that because they continue to. And this sounds like it's going to be a commercial for Moto Yoga, and I don't mind doing that.
No,
It's
I
like
don't
Ricochet
either.
water, man. It's the best
Yeah,
water around. They don't pay me to say shit, but
Right.
like it's
right.
good stuff.
It's good.
It comes from the
So
heart.
it's like I'm going to talk about
They
it.
continue to create that space of grace and freeness where there's nothing wrong here. You know, you can dig into that pose and crouch a little lower. It doesn't make you a better person or a worse person if you can't get there or you fall out of it. I fell out of a tree 3-4 times today.
Yeah.
I love tree.
Yeah, same.
And
It's
Ralph
wonderful.
said yesterday, oh, I can do tree for 3/4 of an hour in front of the, you know, doing the dishes at my house. But you get me in the room,
Right.
and it becomes it
Right,
becomes a
right, right.
challenge, right?
Right.
And so it's I'm glad that they created that graceful
Yep.
space for you too, because
Yep.
you know, I don't think too many of us are going to say, did he just switch songs? Like, did he just go from
Oh, you shouldn't have done
Blackbird
that.
into whatever? You know what I mean? We're not going to notice. We just notice the beauty coming from you, and then,
That's
and I think your
appreciate it.
intention is really broadcast in there too, right? And you know, I wasn't always good at picking up energy from people. You know when somebody's being a dick, but you
Sure.
don't realize
Sure.
what their energy is, if it's hurt or whatever it is.
Right.
you know?
Why? Yeah,
And
makes
so
sense.
yeah, I've been you know, it's funny. One of the first class I came out, they asked me how I liked it, and she says, "Well, how was that?" I said, "Horrible." It was that was a complete nightmare. I just came for Anthony. Like, seriously. I am such a fan. You were sitting there when I said it to her.
suffered.
I can't remember who was the girl. I can't remember the girl at the front desk. She was there the first time, and she works there. Very nice girl. I wish I could remember her. Sorry, I don't remember her name so well.
Okay.
And I said, no, seriously, I like this guy that much. I'm such a fan that I'd sit through 60 minutes of hot yoga in 102 degrees and 90% humidity to be with
Wow.
Anthony Sweet.
Yeah, that's.
yeah, so
I
it's,
appreciate that.
yeah. How did you get picked up?
By yoga?
yeah.
I mean, by the
Did you have
friends
a
of
connection
mine.
there? Yeah.
friends of mine
We're
suggested.
practicing.
Yep. I had a friend quite a few years ago.
Okay, so they've always had music, yoga. Oh,
I
no?
think they might have.
Oh, okay.
But when did I probably started singing there maybe a year and a half ago, perhaps.
Wow, okay.
Perhaps.
Wow.
And then that was on Saturday nights.
Okay.
When it was still
Moksha.
Yes, Moksha.
Yeah.
Moksha. I was trying to remember that. Yes. But
Yeah, I think that was some sort of a corporate rebranding, and most
Okay.
of them went with Moto, and some stayed Moksha, I
Okay.
think. But yeah, I find it to be a very I don't know how to describe it. A peaceful place, almost like a church would be. You know, like a forgiving, peaceful, loving
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
You know, like
I find there's a sacred vibe to it.
yeah,
It's cool.
yeah.
Like just acceptance. There's acceptance of the people that come through the door, you know, and
a mindfulness.
you can make a mistake.
Mhm.
You know, it's not about doing it right or comparison. You know, I have that. Look at the other people.
I
what
can't
they're
shut my
doing.
mind down at all.
Oh,
I'm learning, but it's
good.
just not
Yeah,
working.
and that's it, right? We learn as we go,
Mhm.
and I think the key, or one of the keys, is gentleness with ourselves. Like, oh, I'm losing balance. That's okay. Is it the end of the world? No, not really. I'll just...
So tell me a little bit about the song that you wrote based on your experience. Like I know I've heard it many times, including at the church. Wow. Like, man. Guys, if you're listening to this on YouTube or watching on YouTube, go over and check out Anthony's suite at St. Thomas Church. Just right off my cell phone and a tripod. The acoustics in that place were unbelievable.
It's amazing space.
Yeah. And so what's the song? Is it...
It's called, I just,
you haven't named it yet.
I don't think so, no. No. It's just about loving your body, you know.
Yeah, my body, I was going to say.
Loving my body, just encouraging people to, sometimes
That just came out of the practice? Or
the
practice?
Yeah, I think so.
Did you
I think so.
Do it while you were in the room?
Or? I do sing it while I'm in the room.
I know that. You didn't write it as, like, one day it just came to you type of thing. You've sat down and constructed it like most songs?
It was one of those tunes that probably came in a matter of minutes. You know what I mean? They just sometimes a song I find
horribly difficult time putting words down.
And so do I at times. So do I. And then there's other times where it just kind of drops out of the sky, and then is completed, however simple or complex, in a matter of minutes, which is kind of bizarre. And I'm just reminded that, man, it's something coming through me, and I get to sing it, and people get to listen. It's almost like a
product of the universe, and you're just the vessel.
Yeah, because it's weird, and it's mine. I get to enjoy the singing process, of the tune, and I like the words that have kind of come together. I think I wrote it, and then probably the day after I sang it at the class. But I think the class encouraged me to write a song like that, like just being there and having some pretty wild kind of moments where just redirecting thankfulness while I was practicing yoga there. Like just being thankful for my body and crying, like just really like whoa. And it would just come out of nowhere, and
the emotions while you were practicing.
Yeah, while I was practicing.
I've heard that. I haven't experienced it yet, but
it's all right.
It just comes special. From nowhere and
from nowhere you. And just and
I guess that's not all that uncommon either.
No,
lots of people have spoken to me about.
It's lovely, So I think, that kind of just got me thinking about how can I maybe write a song.
Express yourself.
Yeah. Be thankful.
In a way that's
encourage other people to be thankful. And that yoga is being more attentive of our bodies. They do a lot for us.
And we abuse the hell out of them. That's a kind way of putting it.
Yeah, I'm there too sometimes.
So,
do
you want to play that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Let me just
I can play that
just
one.
give me a second.
Oh yeah, you take your time.
Take
your time.
Listeners on Facebook, you can catch this later on YouTube. It'll sound better. I'll just get you a better mic for your guitar.
Oh sure.
Maybe you want to just introduce it a little bit.
Sure. So it's
and then when you feel it, just launch into it. That'd be great.
Thanks, Jim. Well, thanks for having me, man. Yeah, it's nice sitting down here. But yeah, the song doesn't really have a title as of yet, folks. But it's about loving your body and that's important. Yeah, to redirect positive energy towards our form, at the same time realizing that we're more than our bodies. But I'll sing it for you. We good to go, man? Ah, perfect. I love you, my body, and I'll give
With you I'd like to dance. Love you, my body, and I'll give you my full attention. With you I'd like to dance. I won't hold back. I'm more than welcome here in this space to love upon my body. I won't hold back. I'm more than welcome here in this space to love upon my body. I won't hold back. I'm more than welcome here in this space to love upon my body. In this space to love upon my body.
Nice, man. Oh, in case we get a call.
But if they do,
Yeah, it would be popping in. Oh, man.
Recording.
Oh. Yeah, I can't have that.
Airplane.
Awesome.
To remember, because it's something I'm not very good at.
Well, you
Remember to
remembered.
go airplane mode before we broadcast, and then I'll end up, half an hour in, and my brother will call me because he's about the only. And he takes the brunt of my. What do you call me for?
Oh, man.
You
Yeah.
knocked me out of my recording.
All right. Yeah, please don't. It's nice that you call and all, but yeah. Oh, dude.
Yeah, that was very cool, and it's I don't know. So it's strangely such a clean sound in
Yeah.
that room too. So, anyways, tell us maybe start off with a little bit of an intro.
Yeah.
Kind of scoot through your life a little bit as far
Yeah,
as
yeah.
who you are and where
There's
you've
really
been.
good things
and-
going on now.
Yeah,
It's
we'll
nice.
end with that.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah,
All right,
okay,
that's the end. The beginning.
No, I mean,
Oh.
as far as the intro goes, let's kind of finish up in the present day. Tell us about, where you're from.
Sure.
I got to meet your parents at the last gig.
Oh, yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful for them. I think they thought I was kind of fanboy a little bit. 'cause
Yeah,
I'm like,
doesn't matter.
I love your son. I didn't really expect them to go, well, we love him too. Well, really?
Oh, is that what they said?
Your mom said that.
My mom?
I said, I
Oh,
just love your
fair.
son. She says, we
Dear
love
mom.
him too, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man. Where am I from? Missionary kid. So I was a missionary kid over in Germany. So that was where I was born. Not born. I was born here. Born here, but raised over there.
So missionary kid meaning?
My dad was a teacher at a little boarding school, like a Christian boarding school,
Okay.
down in the south end of Germany. So that was home for like 20 years. Yeah.
You speak?
I do.
Obviously.
Ein bisschen schon. Ich kann schon ein bisschen Deutsch. I can
Fascinated
speak
by the German language.
Yeah, it is lovely. I like it, and I miss being there, but it's good. So that was home for many years. yeah, moved into the music pretty early, you know.
Family musicians?
Yeah, my dad is a piano player. My mom's a singer. As in just singing in, you know, church a lot. That's where we sang a lot, or I sang a lot.
Now, where are their roots?
Here.
Okay.
They're from here.
Okay.
My mom, kind of Vineland.
All right.
Grimsby. My dad, Beamsville, like
Okay.
around that end. And they met here, and then when they were about 30, they moved over to Germany, and my dad started teaching there. So I was 2. I was young, but I was raised over there, you know, in the little German community, you know, really close to the Swiss border, you know. So the nature was amazing. It's amazing, and our community was good. It was good. So that was home for many years, and then I came back here when I was early 20s, and tasted a lot of different cities. You know, just moved and lived, and a little restless, you know, a restless spirit.
The 20s.
Yeah, and into the 30s. But now there's more of a contented vibe. You know, it's good to be where I am, you know, and accepting that. But that took a while, I think, and I did a lot of, you know, moving and just kind of letting the wind blow me around, you know, and it was good. It was good. It was what it was. You know, there's definitely some tricky moments. You know, life is interesting, and those would be such as, you know, back surgery when I was 21, and how that affected my life. But also, you know, these moments that are difficult, not to see myself as a victim. You know, but it was an experience that I went through, and it shaped me, and for that I'm thankful. You know, and I try and see that in life, you know, the various experiences that I have, whether they be good or not, you know, they are experiences that I have, and I can choose what to do with them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's strange. In my men's group, they often speak about how much a blessing is in the hard times. I'm like, shit, enough of the hard times already, okay? I don't need to learn any more freaking lessons, okay?
But I think the lessons are mixed with really, really wild little moments that are really good.
And you're not always present to how your tragedy could be a blessing for someone else. For instance, I'm at church the other day, and out of nowhere, Derek Abrahams comes up to me. He says, I was just talking about you. I said, oh, yeah, probably nothing good. I'm just joking. And he goes, no, he says, just talking about, you know, our journey and how tragedy can be a blessing, and how sometimes you don't see it that way. And he says, I often speak of you, you know, coming to this church through Brooke's funeral. Now, Brooke was his daughter, and she was 4.
Okay.
And it can never... I can't even imagine bearing a child. Well, I don't have a child, obviously, but... And he spoke about how that... I mean, she had some very significant issues since birth, so it wasn't unexpected. Okay. In fact, the fact that she made it to 4 was actual, like, way longer than they expected her to live, I think. And it was a challenge, and my mother just kind of said, "Are you going to Brooks for Derek and Sue?" And I'm, well, you're okay. I'll go if you are. I'll ride over with you. And then, do you want to go to the gravesite? Well, I'll go if you're going. Okay. Well, we went to the gravesite. And then I was moved enough at the gravesite to wait until everyone had gone through to go up and say, I love you guys. Like, I didn't even know them. I love people genuinely anyways, and I don't have a problem saying I love you. I try to say it to everyone that comes in here, and everyone that,
it's really good to hear.
A lot of people don't hear it, and it's come on, I love people, you know what I mean? So it's not hard. And he was saying about, you know, here's this horrible situation, a funeral of our daughter, and how it became like, otherwise you wouldn't be standing here right now. And now I'm video director at the church. It's all volunteer. Yeah, I love it. It's like it's almost a high like being on the radio was. Yeah. Yeah. Like, I don't come out of here going, oh, yeah, I just nailed that one. I feel kind of like, you know, It's a basement studio, for crying out loud. Everyone's got one. Everyone broadcasts from their phone. Anybody can. The head looks good.
But you got
shave
something
their
to
head.
share,
And, you know what I mean?
Like, whatever.
So no, but when I used to come off the radio station, I'd be high as a kite on my Sundays or my fill-in shifts or whatever. It didn't matter what happened that day. You couldn't knock me off my game. I was just that amped.
Yep.
And when I come out of church after pulling a full, like, it's no joke. I mean, we're there at 7 o'clock. The band's there at 6.
Yep.
The production gets there at 7, quarter after, quarter to, depending on your position. We have a talk through, then a rehearsal, a run through, like a literal run through. You know, the pastor doesn't say his whole thing, but we do every song, the lights, it's all verbatim. And then we have breakfast, and then we have quiet time.
Nice.
They feed
cool.
us. And community. It's cool because there's 25 or 30 of us in that room eating, and we're all not all the same table. But every week you sit with someone different, and it's so cool. And then we have quiet time in the auditorium, I guess they call it, where we have our services.
Huh.
You know, it's time for prayer
nice.
or reflection.
Being there before it happens.
Yeah. Then we have a group huddle. Then we go into the 5-minute countdown. And then, boom, we do a 9, 10:30, and noon. And they're an hour. We try to finish right on time. We're religious about finishing on time.
Right.
And so it's a serious thing. So I don't, I can't go, not that I want to or even do anymore. I'm not out Saturday nights. I'm not drinking Saturday nights. I'm not playing cards with my buddies Saturday nights because I got a commitment. It's like yoga.
Yes.
It gets in your head.
Yes.
I'm at the dock the other day, and my buddy says, "Oh, here, Budweiser, right?" I'm like, "Dude, I'm going to hot yoga." Well, you can have a beer before yoga. I'm like, "Yeah, I could if you want to be burping it up," and the guy next to you is going to be like, "Dude, like, come on."
Yeah. And it's
then
like,
he
I don't
says,
need it right now.
feel free, help yourself to the meatballs. I'm like, I don't want to be digesting.
Yes.
While
When you're
I'm
bending
in the
around.
room. No, it really gets in your head. And so it's similar to the church thing, right? And so anyways, when I come out of there, I'm amped. Even if I've screwed up, I'm still feel like I did a good job because I'm getting better at it. And it's like playing an instrument. And like I switch 5 or 6 cameras. And so you got to tell them where to go, like what shot to get, when to go. Like, okay, give me something else, camera 1, 2, give me the bass player. 3, can I get a close up of Mel? And so you're telling them what to do, and then you switch. And you don't just switch like this. Like the first times I switched like that, I couldn't even watch it. So there's a real art to it. There's a real artistry to it, and I love it. So, it's just another example of how somebody's personal tragedy becomes a blessing for them and other people, and sometimes you're not even present to it. So that's
amazing. I like how
so when you were talking about that, are you specifically talking about your back being seen as a victim?
I think so.
It's easy to do
less a man because I can't I can't lift as much, because of this, and having to, explain it to people, like, can you move this for me? Can you lift this for me? Because I'm a guy. And
I got a bad back, and I got to explain. Yeah,
I can't. I'm not able to, and just being okay with that. Being like, that's, and at the same time, like, honoring my own body, through working out and walking and that kind of thing, right? Like,
yeah, it's like you can't eat junk food all day and then just pray for health,
right?
Well,
like, it feels good to be good to ourselves,
and you have to do what you're in control of to try and make sure that you're in a healthy place. You can't say, "Oh, my back's screwed," and that's all there is to it. No,
it's like, this is what I got. Okay, how can I work with it?
Right. How can I help it out?
That's right. So it's good, letting stuff go and like a lot of in the past was a lot of like I said, a lot of moving around and not really having community. Yes, there was community at certain points, at schools that I went to or at churches that I was involved in, like singing or but since I've been back here the last about 7 years, just pushing into the space here, pushing into the friendships here, and the things that are going on. So many good things going on, and being a part of it, it's good. It feels good, and to have a place and have genuine connection with people. You wander around town now, and you run into folks. I run into folks that I know, and it's like, oh, you're not going anywhere, and I'm not going anywhere. We can actually build a friendship, and it's like
interesting.
Yeah, and it's like, oh wow, this is kind of nice.
So when you came back, what kind of communities did you go to school, or did
I
like,
did?
Where'd you move around to?
I was here for a tad, and then schooling wise, I went out to a pretty. It was called Briarcrest. It was out in Saskatchewan. Yeah, outside of Moose Jaw. So a tiny, very conservative school out there, and I was only there for 3 months. But I met some amazing people while I was there, and I was able to be a part of some pretty cool singing groups. So that was good. I was like, you know what? I don't. This isn't my bag.
What wasn't working for you?
I think at that time I was already beginning to explore my own sexuality, and my the idea of God that I was raised in was slowly falling apart, and so I was like,
so it was Christian school?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Conservative Christian.
Yep. And really secluded, like way out. Moose Jaw was a half an hour away, and Moose Jaw, I don't know how big it is, but it's not huge. 50,000 maybe.
What grade?
Grade?
Yeah, like
university.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was university. I was at the time I was
early 20s.
Yep. 24, 25.
Mm-hmm.
And I had been involved at Southridge, and before that Fairview Louth, like the church in town.
Mm-hmm.
Singing a lot and playing in their bands, and it was fun.
Oh yeah,
it was
our
fun.
bands are awesome in the church, man. They're really good. And there's something strange about. Hey, I'm never been religious. I grew up Catholic. I don't even now consider myself religious. Like, you don't ever hear me talking God unless it's somebody pretty intimate and they're open to it. I don't push. My dad used to call them Bible thumpers. I'm not that guy. I don't want to be that guy.
Yep.
I take my faith seriously, and I'm private about it. But when I'm talking about, rock and roll pretty church, which I call Central, is where I go. Geneva and Scott there, because it's like Greg Sykes used to run the band. I mean, he was the worship leader there, and he's got to have 300 worship songs. Like you never hear the same song.
Wild.
Like even in a year, he's got so many tracks.
Wow, that he's writing.
And he's a beautiful man. I think he's a nice boy. Like, I don't know him that well, but what I do know of him, I like very much. And, my niece and I used to go together, and we'd sit in the second row, and we'd fight to be who's lined up in front of Greg, because we call it the Greg Sykes Show. And it's still Justin and Melanie Dreger right now. They do an amazing job as well. The talent on the stage is great. It's very diverse, and it's beautiful. But there's something about working with Christians.
Yeah,
like they all have this backbone. And I'm not saying they're any different than anyone else, but at least they believe in a specific higher power. Like I think almost. I think a great majority of the people believe that there's something on the other side. Like you just don't go into the dirt and that's it. Like this universe just wasn't created by chance, big bang. There had to be something else to kind of say, oh, all right, well, even if you subscribe to the alien ant farm theory, it's still a higher power, which would be your God. You're a petri dish. Here you go, Earth's an experiment. Like, and man, we watched the moon come up the other night over Lake Erie, and I'm like, you can't look at that and not believe in a higher power. Like that's fucking magic.
Absolutely.
And my buddy of mine always said, he's an electrician. He says, Jimmy, the Christians at work, they're all good people. They got a clean mouth. They don't cheat. They don't steal. They're good. Not better than anyone else, but it's just. having that underlying commitment, I found is kind of cool, because everyone's rowing in the same direction, right? They're all there for a higher purpose, for the most part, you know. So interesting to hear you talk about that in your experience, especially at that age. And then, you know, you speak to exploring or being, well, I don't know about your sexuality at that time. How that's not working in that environment. Or
no, it's a little tricky. It was a little tricky, but I ran into, you know, coming out as gay was, or, man, I hate labels. I'm not a fan of labels, you know. I've been with both men and women in my life, and people are beautiful. You know what I mean? Right, and so it's like, well, but yes, being attracted to men was definitely tricky. You know, growing up where we were so immersed in the Bible and you know, the Word of God, you know, the only word, right? That kind of thinking and that's how it was. That's how it was, you know. I think what I got to, like, what I in a sense took with me from that experience or those years of submersion like that was that there is something bigger than myself, and I can have an intimate connection with this. You know, that's what I took. That it's very personal, you know, but very big, you know. And that's, I've taken that along, and it's a mystery. You know, it's a mystery, but for me, it's an intimate mystery. I don't know. It's cool. It's cool.
It's I've become a better listener in this setting because at the radio station it was difficult. You had bumpers to hit. You had commercials to take every quarter.
Oh man, I was getting sliced up.
And I guess in broadcast school, they teach you right off the bat, like, the best interviewer is the one that actually listens. And I found that I'm so worried about the technical aspect. I look like I have no neck there. You know, like, when's the commercial coming up? Are we still broadcasting? You know, did anyone, you know, very often I'll go behind the camera and make sure we're still recording. Like, I haven't run out of memory or blah, blah, blah. And at Sessions on the River, we talked about this, and I think it kind of went over my head until afterwards. I played it back and I said, "Oh, I didn't get that. Like I didn't get that. I mean, we didn't talk about it as specifically and in depth. I think he kind of just kind of cruised over it a little bit. But then after I watched, I went, "Oh, geez, I could have been more sensitive there." Not more sensitive, but just a better listener, maybe, or like, oh, I didn't get that, and you know, so I appreciate your honesty about that. It's, you know, and I hate the labels too. I mean, people are beautiful, right?
It's like, man,
and we're all the same. And this is, I don't want to get political, but you know, there's such this hate for Trump right now, and I try to, I find him intensely amusing. And when he was elected, I made a deal with myself, and I've been very disciplined about it. And it hasn't taken much effort at all. I just agreed. I made a deal. I'm not going to waste any of my hate on this guy. I'm not going to create more of it. I'm not going to redirect any of my existing hate, the hate that I've got. I like where it's placed. You know, I hate certain things. It's okay. Like I said yesterday, you hate cancer. You hate pedophilia, you know, whatever. You hate, you know,
there's a certain
violence, racism, bigotry. You can hate all kinds of things that are healthy. And I tried to gently, without getting political, remind people that you're more like Trump. You're more like Trump than you are different than Trump, because we're human. It doesn't matter what our hair color is or what our mental illnesses that we suffer from, whatever our religion is or whatever, you're more like him than you're different than him. And it's the hypocrites, the loud ones. Like right now, Bette Midler's going off like crazy, and she's kind of hilarious the way she's doing it, but she's got this Trump derangement syndrome. Or the Madonnas that stand at the Women's March and say, I think about bombing the president of the White House every day. And you don't see how you're just doing what he does Like, I think he
Right.
trolls a little bit. Like, I think he tries to wind people up.
Whoa.
He's fishing,
Yeah.
and he's good at it.
And I guess there are
And he
those
winds
that will
people
bite.
up, and then these people that are so opposed to him don't realize that they're doing exactly back to him. Like, it doesn't
Holding
matter.
that energy all the time.
Yeah.
That can't be good for you.
No. And so this whole idea of there's one race, the human race.
Yeah.
You know, we don't
Yeah.
see it all that way.
I know, and
I know
I
there's
don't
a
always
certain
either,
evolutionary
you know.
pattern of bigotry and
Yep.
stranger danger and different colors, different
Yeah,
languages,
yeah,
different
absolutely.
religions. We can't trust them, and
Mm.
they have certain proclivities which are accurate
Yep.
in some cases.
Fair.
Like, yeah, you know, like
But-
some races, if you're going to say that, some nationalities or some nationalities, I guess, or ethnicities are better at different things. Big deal. Like, who cares,
Well,
man? It's just like
I
men and
like
women.
the thought. Like, for me, I try to think, you know, that everything is another face of the divine. You know, so everybody has something to offer. You know what I mean? Has something to give, and yeah, trying like thoughts like, you know, thoughts of separation also come into my mind when I'm, you know, approaching someone, or fear will come into my mind. You know, what are they going to think? And even today when I was walking out by Port Weller, the dry docks there, you know, someone would be approaching, and right away the mind, whew, oh, you know, oh, what are they thinking? Or, oh, you know, what do they look like? Or,
Did I
you know,
lock my
and
car?
judging, right? You know, and wow, and oh, like that little itch on the nose, you know, wow, let it go, smile, greet them, you know, that kind of, I don't know, it's interesting.
Yeah.
The mind is.
Yeah, it's some interesting times, and I think we sometimes get focused too much on the negative
Yeah,
and fail to realize or admit.
there's a lot of good.
I mean, we're better than we've ever been, and we're getting better all the time. Yeah, there's some horrible things go on in life, but for the
Fair.
most part, violent crime's down.
Yeah.
I mean, everything's down. Sickness is down. You can find out anything you want, information, you know,
Yeah.
and a lot
right
of that,
there.
you know,
It's amazing.
there's a lot of distractions that come with that too, I suppose you could say, with the information overload and, you know, having a device in our hand all the time that's got every answer that we could possibly. I mean,
Crazy.
even just when we were kids, we didn't have that.
No.
You had to hear it from someone's lips,
Yeah.
or you had to read it in a book.
You listen to radio, or
Yeah,
who knows?
yeah.
But yeah, I kind of like sometimes I just leave my phone in the car, you know, or leave it in my home, you know, and not take it in somewhere, or not take it on a walk, or, you know, like this morning I got up quite early and took my mom and dad to the airport. They're flying to Calgary, and so we left at 4, and on the way my dad was like, oh, I forgot our phones, and they're gone for 2 weeks. So they're going to be gone without their cell phones, you know, and just thinking, hearing them kind of hash it out, you know, should we turn around or not? And I'd be like, well, it'll be a holiday from our phones, you know, so it's just.
Yeah, that would never happen to me. I mean,
You'd be turning around?
right before I left. No. Well, I would probably turn around, but I've got this deal. Like, if I leave if I'm in reverse in the driveway, I won't go back for my wallet.
Oh, wow.
Because I'm already headed out the
moving.
door. It's a waste of time for me to go back. Like, it's either I need money right now, or I need my wallet for a specific thing, or the reason I'm going out is the thing I forgot. Then I'll go back. But for the most part, I'm like, I'll just grab it later. But the phone, oof, that would be a tough one to
be
leave
with
for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I know.
And because I'm always like, where's even now? Like, they're both recording.
But
And
where
I'm
are
just
they?
I'm like, well, what do I check my? What do I check
How
my
do I
shit
check?
with?
even though there's a screen right there,
Right.
you know, wild.
Yeah, and I can get my text messages down here if I really want to, but
No, it's an interesting. I'm kind of working with trying to hold it loosely, and not be bound by my phone. Yeah, it's a bit of a dance.
tell us about Saturday nights. You still doing your? Is it
Oh,
Saturday night?
Sunday
night.
Sunday,
okay,
yeah, the
St. Thomas?
meditation, yeah. Yeah, so it will be
I'm interested to check that out because
man.
I don't know if I can stay quiet for an hour
fair.
and not look at my phone.
Fair. Yeah.
Can I record it? Oh, there's nothing to record.
There's
We
nothing
just
to record.
sit around in silence.
Yeah, we sit. It's a meditation, a silent meditation weekly. That I wouldn't say I guide. I'm present with the folks that come to the best of my ability. But it's every Sunday night at St. Thomas Church, 7 p.m. and we meet, and what the evening is we start with a song, and I might say a few words about making yourself comfortable, and that this time is for you, to pause. I think pausing, just having a space in which I don't need to do anything. I don't need to go anywhere. I'm allowed to stay here and deal or watch my thoughts, and be reminded that I'm more than my thoughts, and so that's what it is. It's we usually meditate or we sit in silence for 40 minutes, and but during that time, I remind folks again at the beginning that because it's for them, they can lay down if they want. They can fall asleep if they want. I'm going to sing a song at the end, which will probably wake them up, and I'll make sure I don't lock them into the church when I leave. You know what I mean? But like it's just a space for people to pause, and they can practice their own. If they have a mantra that they use that is helpful for them, or if they just want to focus on their breath, or something else that works for them. But I think it's just an encouraging space, or like that's what I want it to be, where people can come and freely kind of explore, okay, what does it mean for me to be quiet for such a long time, and what happens, and letting things just come up as they do, and not judging them. That's the practice.
Or judging it, letting it go. It's so hard
Yeah,
not to
it's
judge.
like, that's interesting.
Look at me.
But I'm not going to follow that train. There it is. And whoa, right now when I see it, I am allowed. And for me, knowing that I'm allowed to let it go, that's sometimes the big, oh, wow, I don't need to follow it. I can actually, and it will go. It will leave, and sometimes it's almost like a mental image of something kind of moving into the fog, or like kind of like a puzzle kind of coming apart. But being reminded that it's a practice, and I don't always have a good sit. But it's not about a good or bad sit. It's just about being there. Yeah. Okay. So that's every Sunday night. So you're more than welcome to come, and it's not there's no cost. And St. Thomas Church is around the corner of Lake Street in Ontario.
Yeah. What's your connection to that space?
I used to meet there with like a spiritual community. They were called Quest. They started meeting, 7, 8, maybe more years ago. First in homes, and then in a church that was rented, and then down on 145 King Street, King and Carlisle.
Right.
And that's where we were meeting, and just like-minded, folk that had kind of come out of a more, more conservative church, and they were a little disillusioned with, the words and names and ways of approaching God, divine, and so they left that, and they wanted a space where they could freely explore without, you can't explore that kind of thing. You know what I mean? Freedom to dialogue about, issues that were close to people's hearts, or maybe they're afraid to speak of, because their upbringing. And so it was a safe space. It was really lovely, and that is where I started doing the meditations a number of years back, in between my bus runs. But now Sunday nights work best for the church. St. Thomas, and for me it's great. I'm always free, and it's a nice way of ending and beginning a week, being together and being quiet together, and the space is pretty wild.
It's the first time I've been in there.
Oh, neat. Yeah.
And
It's
I mean, I don't go to many churches anyway, but I've been in a few of them, and that one, wow. I mean, acoustically, it's magic. It was so impressive acoustically. I said I'd like to come and see a service there.
Yes. Did you?
No, I haven't.
Not yet.
No.
Yeah. Kevin's a cool cat. He's the rector there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's not. Is he the preacher or the
I
priest
think
or whatever? Is it Catholic?
No, Anglican.
Okay.
Anglican. Yeah.
Pretty close though.
Yep. Yeah. Cool cat though, man. He's a good guy.
Yeah. Now, was he the big guy sitting in the corner there at your show?
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
that was a friend of yours.
Friend of mine.
Okay. Because I walked up to him like he was the rector, and I thanked him and everything. He's like, "Oh, well, I didn't do anything." I thought he was being. I thought he was just being humble, or like, "Oh,
great.
I just opened the door."
It was probably Andrew.
Okay.
Andrew. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, he's a good cat.
Mm-hmm. Now,
Yeah.
tell me if I'm right or wrong about this. Are you too humble to accept the fact that you're actually a leader in your community, or do you wear that proudly?
I don't really see myself.
You don't see
as
that.
No.
Because I thought that about you. And if there's one thing you might get out of today, I'd encourage you to consider and just look for places where you are. Like, that is a big deal Sunday nights.
Yeah.
That's leadership.
Yeah.
That's community. That's leading a community. Your music. Your music, man. Think of your band. Like those guys. Like, I mean, I don't know them
all
personally,
really
but
good people.
Man, you do not perform like that unless you have a mutual respect and you have leadership, right? And they're probably leaders in their own right, but you're the man. Fair. It's the sweet experience for a reason, right? Now, are you still playing with those guys?
Well,
on sliding trombone? Man, that cat.
I'm
and the bassist,
slowly,
they're all just really
they're good cats, man. Yeah. They're good cats. Thankful how people come into lives,
at the right time, at the right
all
purpose.
solid individuals and amazing musicians, but yes, I'm working on a few things right now. Solo, I'm singing, or I'm pushing singing in retirement homes. So I'm going around. I've gone around to quite a few. Yeah, I'm waiting. I'm being patient.
Leadership right there, man. Think about that. Like, the difference that you're making on that. And you don't always
special.
Get acknowledged for being, not everyone's going to come up to you like I do and say, "Hey, bro, I appreciate you and you made a difference in my life."
Just a smile.
Some of them can't even talk. Yeah.
No, but just a smile, or they'll, nodding heads to the rhythm, or the feet to the rhythm.
Even falling asleep to your music.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's just like, I get to sing to you and bring you into a calming, hopefully healing space. So it's
powerful.
It's good. I love it. And
how long have you been doing that?
Oh, maybe half a year, 9 months. Like, this is kind of the beginning. And
in town?
Yeah.
So which homes have you played?
I've gone to about 13 homes. And just kind of waiting.
Been to Lynnhaven here on Ontario Street?
Yeah, Lynnhaven and
my grandmother was there.
Anna Grafton and Tabor, and down by Port, Anchor Point, and quite a few homes.
Word of mouth, just getting you in the door,
or
you've been actively you're calling them up and going, "Hey."
Yeah, I went in with a nice, like, a suit on and
come on, I want to see that day.
I was like, man, I have to push this, and
you probably clean up well.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
You wear a suit when you're playing too?
I have this wild, like, red and white kind of Sergeant Pepper jacket.
Not the yellow coat.
Not the yellow one, but I'm going to pull that out every now and then.
I like
that
That's the first time I saw you. You've heard this story many times. You guys probably haven't. In the Soil?
Yep.
I hear this voice, and I'm like, man. What is that? And I turn around. I come into the tent. I'm like, I meant, what is that? But then when I looked at you, I'm like, what is that?
Yeah,
like,
man.
yeah, like, what did I put? My buddy Rufus Wainwright. Do you
Yeah.
have his vocal similarities?
Yeah,
somebody
yeah.
mentioned him.
Yeah. I love his stuff.
I got, and I say this with a bit of humor. What was I cross you with? Oh, Weird Al Yankovic.
Oh, yeah.
With I don't come to me who the other one was, but I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And that is a really cool outfit.
Thanks.
And then the voice, like you just can't get by the voice. And then
it was a good day.
it's a really cool package. And I was just like sitting there going, and I joke, I pick up musicians in bars, not women. I mean, I could go to bars to meet women, but it's not my thing. But I go to bars and I pick up bands and musicians. I'm like, hey, I'm Jim. You want to come in and do your thing on my show?
Yeah. He's like, yes, I do.
So yeah, that's the first time. Anyways, you were talking about you got what you were wearing to the homes is the
but also
sorry, derailed the conversation. I'm good at that.
No worries. Homes. So that's something that I'm pushing, and then pubs and inns and things. That's like some of the like Angels Inn,
cocktail bar as opposed to like
yes,
the
instead
mansion house type of thing.
Absolutely, where it's more of a a gentle vibe.
Dinner crowd even.
Yep, and I same kind of thing, like just singing covers and then throwing my tunes in between. And I got a handful of tunes that I love and just I'm working on them with these guys, and bring them to the table. Yeah.
Sweet Experience guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Adrian, I have to see if he would be on board. I would like that. But
Adrian's the
bassist.
trombone? Oh, the
bassist.
bass. Okay,
yeah. I was hanging out with Paul yesterday, the
He's good on
trombonist.
bass, man.
Oh yeah, I know.
And the slide trombone is just he's good, but it's the match.
Mm-hmm.
It's the marriage is so fitting.
It's so fun to
And
dance
you know what?
with
You
it,
take that trombone out of your music, it doesn't make the music any less beautiful. But the addition of it just makes it. It's just he's
nice.
He's magic.
Oh,
that kid.
yeah. He's got a great ear.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fun. Yeah, we're hanging in.
No one
in his
talks about
backyard.
the drummer.
Good old Joe. Oh man, Joe can hold it down. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what are you working on? What are the songs that you
that I'm
really,
singing?
No, what do you like? I mean, what are you listening to and whatnot?
Oh, you know what?
And does that translate into I'm gonna cover this song?
Sometimes, yeah. If I like, a tune and it feels good to me, one that I really enjoy is "Love's in Need of Love Today" by Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder, it is Stevie Wonder. Yeah, and I do it all the songs that I cover, I kind of, you make it your own.
Oh, you have to. There's no sense trying to be Beatlemania and doing exactly like that.
I will do it my own, and it's fun, and I enjoy that, and so that's one, and I also, I'm a fan of like Hotel California, like doing songs like that, and doing like Cracklin' Rosie by Neil Diamond. That's a good tune. And just kind of stumbling upon these, and some of them were requests at homes. So I'd play at a retirement home. I'd say, hey, are there any tunes that you guys want me to sing next time when I come back, kind of thing? And then you learn new tunes. And they're like, yeah, play some Neil Diamond. So I'm like, all right, I don't know any Neil Diamond. So I, learned Cracklin' Rosie, and I learned Sweet Caroline, of course. I love. They're great. So those are fun.
Oh yeah, and that's such a singable song that everyone.
And
Sweet
that's
Caroline
it. And giving space for that is fun. And so I'm kind of letting go of I have to write my own music, and if I perform, I have to perform my own music. Kind of letting that go and just being, I'm just gonna sing. I'm just gonna sing because I love singing, and it does something for me. Like it heals me. There's something that happens, and I get to bring other people. Who cares if it's my song or not? I'm still in a space with other people, bringing them into something.
Yeah, and you can you can own it.
Yeah.
It's just
and the
like
message.
you don't have to have
sharing.
written and produced it and made money off it to actually own it.
I'll share it in the space, I'll share in the singing of it and make it my own in that sense, and just enjoy it. I just get to enjoy it. So it's fun, and some of the songs are really punchy, and so it's fun, like messing with them. And with the trombone is awesome. You bring that in, and sometimes I think John Lepp from Fat Moth, he'll join us
my next question.
on mandolin. So having some mandolin in there, it's awesome. So many amazingly talented people that are like, I want to do this with you. I want to make music with you. And for me, that's special. I think that's special. I feel very fortunate, and I get to, that people want to do this with me. It's a good thing.
So tell us about Fat Moth. And how many bands are you hooked up with now? I didn't even know you played all these
I'm not playing with them anymore.
You're not with
I was. Now I get to enjoy them from the other side of the stage.
Okay.
Which it's been a good thing.
Who's all in that?
Oh, there's quite a few. What is it? John Lepp is this singing and electric guitar, and then Jordan, both Phelan and Alexander, they're in that, and Nick, I forget what his last name is. Nick, the keyboardist. Yeah, and then Joe Mahoney, and Graham from Pindles. Oh, right. Yeah, he's their second, like their percussionist. Another percussionist.
I like Graham.
Yeah. Good cat.
Yeah.
So I don't think I missed anybody. 2 Jordans, John, Joe, Nick.
Did you have a female singer there? As well?
I was singing. I am singing off and on with Clementine, with Sarah Hamilton.
Oh,
is that who you might
know?
No,
I'm thinking of maybe another band then.
Oh, and Josh Delorio is now singing with them.
Okay,
so he's now singing with them. Yeah.
I was impressed. I'm like, Anthony Sweet behind a keyboard. What the hell?
It was a little
Did
scary.
he play trumpet too?
Yeah.
But you know what? The best music lesson I have had recently, and I don't take many of them, was on a keyboard. Because it's all laid out in front of you. It's not like that thing where you gotta hold 3 or 4 strings together to get a chord.
Yeah.
You can do it with 2.
Yes.
Bang,
I know.
Move it all the way down the scale.
And some simple
so
is best.
Cool. And I didn't know what the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do was. They're notes in a scale, I think. And then and then you can take that scale and like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then one's like, I don't know, there's one funny note in there or something. But Scotty Clarkson, a good friend of mine, who's a former realtor and actually a contractor now. And this is, I think it's important to acknowledge your own leadership because otherwise,
fair.
Because if you deny it, then there's nothing to capitalize on. Like if you say, okay, this is a strength of mine, then you can work on the strength. Like nobody wants to work on their weakness. No, work on your strength for crying out loud.
Yep.
And Jihad used to have Monday night jams. Well, when Matthew James Blake and G were living together, and I think Carl David was there.
Yeah.
And they were living at that house beside Dunn Street Grill.
Okay.
They call it The Lighthouse.
Yes.
G's actually got an album called The Lighthouse. And Roadwaves is fucking off the hook. They're doing so well now. And what
they
a
just
great
went,
band.
What, yesterday they left? Or a few days ago they left on their tour?
Last week I think they're doing a Western tour or something like that.
Yeah.
So Scotty, my friend, plays piano. He's got a piano at the house. He's self-taught. He learns on YouTube. Wow. He plays covers. He's got he's written some music himself. But he's never played for anyone other than his friends and his wife, like me and a couple buddies and Marcy, his wife, right? And so, like, music's so deeply important to me, as you figured out already, probably. So, Aaron Berger, and this is how the 610 radio show kind of introduced me to all these guys. And Aaron Berger and I got to be good friends, and we spent a lot of time together before we got married. And he used to attend this this Monday night jam, and I was like, well, yeah, can I? Yeah, I'd love to come. So I used to pick them up, and then I used to cook. I'd make a salad. One week I made burgers, bacon, and sautéed onions and blue cheese. Like I've never even made one of those burgers before, and I was like, wow.
Sounds amazing.
I think one night I made tacos for 15 people. You know, that's my contribution to the jam. And then I get to go downstairs and I play some bongos. Man, you're like when you don't play bongos, you don't have to hit them for very long before your forearms light up. Yeah, you're like, what the hell? I can't pick my arms up the next day. What was that from? No, it was like the bongos, man.
Yeah.
And so I made it important enough to bring Scott, and he's like, well, I don't do that. I've never jammed.
Yeah.
I've never even played in front of anyone but you guys.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, just come and watch then. I'm cooking, so you can't lose there.
Did he come?
He came.
Oh, nice.
And then James Durlow, I don't know if you know James, but he's a country folky, just a deeply spiritual kind of hippie, native-ish kind of guy, right? Like it's really good guy.
Good cat.
And a musician, and a pretty good one. And he played the show as well. Oh, I come downstairs. I said, Scotty, come on. And Scotty kind of sticks his head around the corner of the stairs. And I sit down with James. He's doodling away on his guitar. And I start going bing, 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 bing on the keyboard.
Mm-hmm.
Well, strangely, I'm like I have an ear for it. I guess I didn't know.
Oh, that's cool.
And my fingers are kind of weirdly spaced in the right way, and I'm kind of just dinking around. Like I've never put my hands on a. Well, I mean, I have, but never seriously tried to play anything.
Oh, that's cool.
And I find myself going, "Hey, this I'm
fun.
in tune. It might not be like, it's not bad. It's not horrible, And I'm just playing around.
But I think the key is that you did it.
Yeah.
That you do it.
Yeah. Well, it took me a long time to get there.
Yeah.
And it was only because James was in the room. And I'm doing it really for Scotty that's peeking around at the bottom of the stairs because he doesn't want to. Like, he plays the keys. And I just want to make it okay for him to get behind the keys. And I know he's really awkward about it.
Yep.
So I start like this. And I'm like, you know what? I start to get up, and I'm like, here, you're the one that plays. I get up, and James says to me, sit back down, finish the song. It sounds good. I'm like, whoa, James, settle down,
chill,
bro.
Man.
Yeah. So I go,
all right, so there'll be a time when he will come and sit down.
Finish the song. And it was cool, and I said, okay, Scotty, please. And so that was his first time.
And he
Awkward
did.
and all. He got down behind it, and then he became a regular. Now he's holding jams at his house.
Yep. Really?
He's he played his first paid gig, I think. Somebody offered for him to play his
That's wild,
wedding or whatever. He turned it down because he was like, well, I don't want so much pressure. I just do it for fun and whatever. But he's written a song now, and now we'll go over there and he'll play, and Matthew will get on the. And I can play a D chord.
Yep.
Fairly well, and like the minor and the whatever this one is, I know the shape of a D, I can even hear it in my head.
Yeah, wow.
And I was like, how do these guys tune a guitar? Well, I can hear the D because that's the only. I know a few chords, but the D I can doodle around enough with the D. So I'll be like, oh, okay, guys.
This is what I got.
How do we make a jam around this? I'll play my
do.
little ding 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 like this is my little thing, and they'll go, oh, okay, and then they bring
there.
in the guitar, and they bring in the the piano and stuff, and so it's amazing how the music brings people together, and how for me it's created so many opportunities to meet people.
Yeah.
And, I never ever think that, I just do it because I like it. And, sure, I'd love to go see Anthony Sweet when he plays the Mate Cafe and there's 50 people in the house and he's getting a bunch of love. And, you can barely talk to the guy, or, you got to stay up till 11 o'clock at night to see him. Or more, G's had his birthday party at Merchant Ale House last week or the week before. They started at 11.
Yes.
Come on, man.
I know.
It's Saturday night. I gotta be up at 4:45.
I'm not a huge fan of late shows.
Sundays. Like, come on. Like, it's not cool.
Can we start at 8?
So I'll have them play right here then.
Yeah, nice.
Like, forget it. Like, I got them all. I got you to myself. It's a one-on-one. I get to hit. Like, what do I need to go to Mate and stay up till 2 o'clock in the morning? No. So, anyways, I'm starting to ramble.
Yeah, there's something about afternoon shows too. I think I might try and do some of those. Yeah.
God bless you. So no more Fat Moth.
No. Other than going and dancing, because it's amazing. I love their music. It was just time for me to step out.
Okay.
Yeah, absolute. It was a good ride. It was fun. Yeah, but it was time. I was like, okay.
So you're not moonlighting with any other bands then?
No, other than Sarah Hamilton.
Okay.
Yeah, she's not based out of Toronto, but her and I perform every now and then, and it's wonderful. Yeah, I'm excited for the next. She's in the midst of releasing.
She's jazz
music. No,
I'm thinking of the wrong.
Her
Sarah.
project is called Clementine, and her name is Sarah Hamilton, and it's really quite lovely. Yeah, she's got a few things on she's got a number of tracks on Bandcamp.
Okay.
Yep. Search Sarah Hamilton Clementine.
So what do you do? What's your capacity with her?
I sing and I play keys.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you say it with that face for? I play keys.
Keys. Oh, I don't know.
Okay. I heard. Did you allude to
feels
earlier?
really good.
Like you don't feel like you're very good at it, or?
I felt a little. Yeah, when I was playing with Fat Moth, I was like, oh, I don't know what to do. Sometimes that was that. The music of Fat Moth is more complicated, like more movement than what I've ever done.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I'm adding an instrument. So it was a good experience for me, but with Sarah, it's only guitar and piano, and her stuff is very, very gentle, and so I don't have to do much. I just keep it very gentle, you know. And I enjoy that. Yeah, it's just more of a just different experiences, but it's always a cleansing experience with both, but with Sarah, I always come away from experiences with her of performing. We performed last up at the music hall up in Toronto. Where was it? I forget, but it was wonderful. You know, it's like
There's so many up there.
Yeah. I forget what it was called. Junction City Music Hall. Cool space. But you just feel cleansed afterwards. You know, it's a wild kind of like, oh wow, that was lovely. Just felt lovely, you know, and you're like, let's do it again. Just
cool.
Honored, privileged. It's great.
Now, how many discs do you have?
Do I have?
Yeah,
I have
albums?
2.
Okay,
two
full
one
albums.
Yep.
No,
one
I
is
only
with the
asked
Sweet
that because
Experience.
I'm trying to. Oh,
Yep.
really?
One
Okay.
is with the Sweet Experience. Yeah, and it's just called Sweet Experience.
Right.
And that it was about 10 tracks, I think.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
10
that's
tracks
amazing.
that we did together. It was nice to get it down. You know, sometimes I find it wasn't as at least for me, recording is tricky for me. You know, getting the right feel behind the vocal, and I was a little off kilter for that one, and I think I had a headache that day, but when we were recording, but it was an experience. We captured it. I'm glad we did. And thanks. But I'm working at I might be working with Joe Lipinski and what's his name? I forget right now. Lucia. No. A really good drummer in town. Amazing drummer. So we're looking at just doing more a meditative album. So bringing songs like the one that I sang here, and others that I've written, and putting them in a more meditative, rhythmic experience, and putting something out that people could maybe sit in meditation to for a half an hour.
Wow, interesting.
Kind of thing.
Well, it seems like it's such a natural progression for you, right?
Yeah, it'd be neat.
The Sweet Experience was a natural progression from your first album. It's weird how the universe kind of conspires to put people in your life.
It does.
Songs
it does.
in your head and
it's crazy.
Feelings in your heart
wonderful.
and the whole thing. Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah.
And so now you're evolving. You're growing up, and wisdom and experience and all this kind of stuff. And I know you giggle, but there is. I find you to be one of those guys. Like
it's cool.
That has an amazing amount of self-contained wisdom. It's you're not going out and spreading it all. You just feel it. And so even that part of the meditation and the yoga and that song that came out of it, and I'm cranked to hear what your next project is.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Because
I'm excited.
I mean, I compare this, and people that listen to me often, well, it's not the first time they've heard this, but an album's like a love affair. You're infatuated at first. And then, different songs, you wear them out. And then, I always use Aaron Berger's Color and Light as an example, because In St. Catharines is track 3. Well, I would skip to track 3 to hear that one first all the time because it was
so good.
Well, it was a good song, and it's also like I put it in, and I probably played it from the beginning, and then 3 songs in, I'm like, here in St. Catharines,
good.
This dude singing about my hometown.
Yeah.
Like, who's this? Like, he's a local guy. One, I don't expect the album to sound anything but local. I expect it to sound like it was recorded here in my basement. Like, not very good,
Yeah.
Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. Most of the recordings that I've been putting out from down here are pretty decent for the limited resources that I've got. Yeah. So I'd start on track 3, which is in St. Catharines, and then listen to the whole album. Well, you never get to hear 1 and 2. Strawberry, song 1. So then I got into, I matured a little bit with the relationship. So now I'll start the CD at track 1.
Yes.
I'm like, wow.
Yes.
I've never heard these 2 songs.
Great.
I know.
Yeah.
And now I skip over 3 because I'm tired of it. So his wife asked me at the show, the CD release party. Can never remember the names of the albums. A Healing Ground. Wow, that came quick. Susanna says, "What's your favorite songs?" I go, 4, 5, and 6. That's how I know them. She says, I said, I think let it go. Let it go. Let it roll is 5. I know that for sure. And she says, 6 and 7 are these. Like, whoa, look at you. I know you're married to the guy and stuff, but like, really, every track, every number of every track on every album. I know. She's a good woman. And so then you break up. Because after 6, like, literally, this CD stayed in my deck for 6 months.
Yeah.
I played nothing but Aaron Berger's Color and Light.
Yeah. Yep.
And then it goes on the shelf.
Yep.
For a year or more. And then it's like getting back together. It's like you bump into your old girlfriend at the bar and you go home together and you have another love affair. It's like, I remember this familiarity, this love affair I had.
It feels good.
It feels good all over again.
Yeah.
But when you put it up on the shelf, you're done with it. You don't. You're done. It's spent. It's over. It's It's not like a relationship. But it is a relationship. So I'm always, well, what's next? Well, Aaron's put out a great song. He recorded it with Joe.
Yes.
At in the shed.
Yes,
I think
in the back. Amazing.
And then Joe played with him at Oddfellows, where he had his pop-up studio and stuff.
Awesome.
And Joe, I got to get Joe in here.
Oh, you should.
Wow. And it's weird because I heard Rheostatics in some of Joe's music. And I said, dude, I just got to say this. He goes, one of my favorite bands. I go, no way. Seriously. Like, just, a tendency or proclivity or just, I don't know. And he goes, oh, yeah, I want a huge influence in my music. I go, oh, look at me.
Yeah.
So proud of myself.
I picked it out.
Yeah, but he's a talented kid, man. Not just from the music side, but from the engineering, recording, and mastering and stuff like that. Like, and that's, I'm not sure where I'm going with all this kind of this. I don't expect that this is going to pay money, but you don't often know until you're down the road. Oh, I see what I was in training for there.
Yeah, right. That's right.
But I'd love to be able to have enough resources and equipment to show up to your gig, mic it up, and make it sound.
Yep.
And then if you say, hey, broadcast it if you want. I don't care. The more people that hear it, the better.
Yeah, cheers.
Then I can share it because I know if I'm doing a job well at the Anthony Sweet Show, that somebody will be watching my feed and go, we should get down there, eh? Let's go.
Let's go.
It's only $10. It's right here. Like, look, he's got another show at 11 o'clock. Let's another set. Let's get down there because,
sweet.
I mean, that's. I remember sitting here one rainy day and watching church online. Yeah. Well, my church made it rain on stage. I got to get down. How do they make it rain?
Crazy.
Like how? It's not raining on the band. But it looks like it's raining.
Weird.
So I showered up and I flew down there. I'm like, what the? And it looked like it was raining live too.
Weird.
Like it was so cool. I can't even remember what week it was.
Like was it?
No, and some volunteer had built this thing.
Wild.
With pumps and a thing, and it just dripped and it was yeah. So I always use that as comparison. Like I know that even if you just broadcast the first set, how many? I mean, a lot of people don't come out for the first set anyway.
That's right.
Or the opening act.
Yeah,
you give them some exposure.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
So I always fantasize about that, and I've done it at a few shows. Like I streamed Aaron's release party, and did? Oscar Anderson Short opened up.
Yo, I know.
Wow. I mean, I've seen Drifter before, but he gives me chills. Like I don't use magic very often. I always use magic with you because I don't know. It's just the word I associate with being in a space with you when you're singing. But he is a talented kid, man. Yep. And just a nice boy too.
Oh,
Oscar, you're on the clock,
guy.
man. You said you'd get down here and do this, so. But I didn't have the mics placed right. I had the mics at the back of the room.
Oh.
So where are you supposed to put the mics? Beside the speakers? I guess. I don't know. I wanted to plug into the board, but the girl, we didn't have the night. I don't know. It wasn't.
You should talk to Joe. He'll help you out.
Yeah, it wasn't perfect, but I think I need to spend some more time, even at Mate or some of the warehouse would be great because talk about a great sound.
Mate would be good, even on like an open mic evening, going and talking with Jordan Phelan.
Oh.
Yeah, he does the open mics at Mate.
Okay.
Yeah, and just shooting about.
Those are Thursdays?
Yep. Tonight. Yeah, tonight I think I might go. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, but that's an option, right?
If I could plug into the board, then I'd have one feed and then maybe another feed. I don't know. I am sure you got to learn trial by error type of thing.
Sure, but they'd be able to point you in the right direction. Yeah, I don't understand at all.
Yeah.
Not really.
I geek out on it a little bit.
It's cool.
What are you writing
right now? I'm just journaling.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just journaling. I just got back from a 3-week kind of excursion out to Quebec City, and in my home, kind of the first bigger trip in my van. So that was good. That was good. No mechanical issues, which I'm
some
thankful
street
for.
work. He said too.
Yeah. I sang on the streets of Quebec City, so that was really good just to do that.
Quebec City's a great old town.
Man, I love it. It was really good to be back after about 4 years.
You in Montreal at all?
No, just passed through. I was pushing to see an old friend, a busker friend of mine that I hadn't seen in a while. Yeah, and he's.
Did you play together?
No, not this time. He's working on things. You know.
Cool.
Yeah, it was good. Kind of father figures. He's 75 years old, and it was just nice to hang out at his shop where he builds things, and at the cafe. So we just kind of hung out and drank coffee and talked, and it was good, man. It was good. And then I just went and sang down by St. Louis Gate, just one of the gates that go into the old city.
Yeah.
And hung out there for a week, and then did a little show in Kingston, which was fun. You know, I only planned one show, you know, and it was nice. It was at Musiki Cafe, down kind of in the downtown area, and good, really good vibes, man. You know, it felt good. And after that, it was a week with family. Got to see all my family and my brothers and their wives and 6 nieces and nephews. You know, so it was a big, good experience. It's great, and then back here. You know, back here.
Yeah,
I
and
feel
I'm so glad you're back. I just happened to see Moto Music. Like, I wonder if he's back. Well, I'll send him a message.
boom.
Sending him a message, and I'm like, well, I better check his wall to see what he's up to. Oh, he's in Belleville. Okay, well.
Yeah, I
I
made a
said,
stop
well,
over
I
in
don't think we can
Belleville.
expect Anthony tonight because he's in Belleville last night.
no.
So, and then you
No,
answered.
I
I'm
was
like, he's
coming.
back. He's
I'm
there
coming.
tonight.
Yeah. I was
We're all
driving
excited.
Monday. Yeah. No, I'm excited. I'll be back at Moto on Tuesday again. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm going to try and make it. I don't have church this week. I'm not on till August 14th now, which is fine.
Little pause.
Because I get to stay up late and
Oh yeah, nice.
drink and watch MMA with my boy Matthew James Blake. He wanted to be here. He's usually my Jamie. He'll run the board and make sure the feed. I see our feed is offline now, but he'll make sure that we get reconnected and stuff like that when he's here.
Yep.
And I say my Jamie because Joe Rogan has. I don't know if you watch Joe Rogan's show, but Joe Rogan's like a hero to me now because just what he's doing, and he's so big, and he gets the greatest guests, and he's genuine. There's no bullshit about him. He doesn't try and pretend he's something he's not.
Yeah.
And Jamie is the guy behind the scenes that pulls stuff up. So he'll always say, "Pull that shit up, Jamie." And Jamie has,
Finds it.
He runs the mics and he makes sure makes sure the feed's going. So he's the engineer. So when Zeus Fleming was here, he was here last Sunday. Yeah, last Sunday I had to pull the first service because Derek was in Plan to Protect. So he was in a session, so I covered that. I did rehearsal and first service. Then I went and did the Viz show with Aaron Visitine on that 4680ca.ca, the music station in Niagara Falls.
Okay.
And then I flew back here, set everything up, met MJ here, and Zeus Fleming came in. He's a radio personality. He's got all things. Ryan's all things geek. He's got a geek page with 50,000 followers, and
Cool.
so we set up, and so I'd be like, "Hey, we still on?" Like, so he was my engineer, and he would have been here today. He had to work. He said, "Well, maybe I'll stop by later." He knows I run for an hour or 2 hours sometimes with my guests, but normally we'd have Matthew James Blake, which he's my Jamie, which is my engineer. He's also my Brendan Schaub, which if Joe Rogan ever has a cancellation or he's got a hole and he needs a show to go off, he calls his buddy Brendan Schaub.
Yep. Yeah, okay.
And Matthew James Blake has been on the show more than anyone else probably. I think he's been on the show 3 or 4 times probably.
Okay. Fill in for someone that couldn't make it.
No. I just like, come on, let's do it again.
let's
You
do
got
it.
new. He played the Via Train all the way out west and back.
Oh, he did?
Yeah,
Oh, sweet.
West Coast Mystery Train. He called it. He made an album.
Oh, wow.
out of
All right.
some of the songs that
Right.
he played on the way out.
This summer he did that?
Last year. Yeah.
Last year.
So
Okay.
yeah. So before he went, I had him in, and then after he came back, I had him in.
Oh, man.
And there's always an excuse to have a talented musician in, right?
Yeah, fair.
And he's gifted.
Oh, man.
He's
Special.
I don't ever refer to MJ as magic, but he is absolutely gifted and talented beyond, and he can doodle around on the piano, and he can play drums like a fit. And of course, he would never admit any of this. He doesn't think he's very good at any of it. And it's like Aaron Berger always says, you know what, my guitar playing's pretty basic. Yeah, he sounds great to me.
But you're
You put a
sharing
band around it.
nonetheless, man.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And MJ says the same thing. He says, I'm not really a guitar player. Like, but he is. He tunes it all down. Like if he ever plays my guitar and everyone else goes, oh, MJ's been here because it's all tuned down. Like he tunes it down, not the traditional way he likes. I don't know, it's set up for blues or something like that. But
cool.
But
yeah,
so,
fun.
Yeah, a lot of
here
good today.
people.
But what is the getaway about, anyways? Is there a a story that you can speak to
not
about
so
that?
much. It was more, I think, it was the space that I found myself in at that time.
Okay.
A feeling of being lost that this song kind of speaks to. That I've gone astray. And I think it kind of came from at that time when I wrote it, feeling like I was, if I were to follow my my heart, into possibly falling in love with a man, or even following my heart in letting go of my belief at the time in God, then I would be lost, or be astray, like off the path, kind of thing, and it was a time, I think, in my life where the choice was being made, or I was being prepped, I guess, to follow what I felt was right for me, and I think it was just the fear of making that step, and that's kind of where that song is kind of sitting in, just kind of a bit of sadness and
is that a common theme throughout that album? Or no?
I find the theme is yes, from sadness, to to healing, and I think that's why I like the title of the album. I hurt, but I find. I hurt, I find. So I'm searching. I'm finding my way. I'm finding my way. But there is and there was pain involved. It's not always easy. We suffer at times, but that song does have a special place. Yeah.
I don't know why. Well, I know it's a beautiful song. I'm not sure why it grabbed me that day or what have you, but it's like you talking about being in yoga and becoming emotional and to tears.
Yeah,
like,
and it
I
just
was
comes.
Like, what's this?
I know.
Where's this coming
It's
from? Why am I filling it all up? I'm not like really thinking about anything, but that. I mean, I think that's what music's supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to heal you. It's supposed to stir your emotions. It's supposed to make you confused about what's actually going on sometimes, And
Yeah.
It's
we don't have to categorize the experience. It's just, wow, this is powerful. Something's happening in me, and wow, and that's it.
And like you said, when it comes unexpectedly out of nowhere, it's such a fresh surprise, and it seems really genuine, because it's not like, well, I knew all day today I was going to have a breakdown at the end because I've been, and it was going to end up in tears.
Right?
No, just when you're just blah 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 blah. Whoa, trigger.
Yeah,
I hate that word, trigger,
but
anyway.
Something happens, and those are special moments. They're just special moments. I'm thankful for those. But yeah. Hey.
Well, we've already done an hour 40.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Wild.
Anthony Sweet.
Time goes really.
You want to play some more? Or?
I could play another tune. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. What do you feel like? What do you feel like hitting? Maybe you can just talk about the song a little bit before you hit it. That'd be cool. Because I'm always interested in the, like, I'd love to do like an air check with you.
Yeah.
We put I Heard I Find on.
Yeah.
And we'll listen to the whole thing. And you go, here this mistake. Oh, this is when. And this song's about. And without stopping, we just talk right over it. Like, it's not a great listening experience.
Oh, I see. Yep.
But I did it with G. We listened to The Lighthouse. Or no, Red Sun Rising. We played it all in the background. And he said, this one was about an acid trip in Texas.
Wow.
And we were parked on Lakeside Drive.
Yeah.
Great tune. How many times you heard that song?
Oh, man, and danced like wild to it.
And so, we just talked. And I thought, that is such, I think that's such a cool concept. And then Sarah McLachlan. Sarah, Cats in the Cradle. Who sang Cats in the Cradle?
Oh, man. Right now, my name's slipping me.
Sarah McLachlan. Not Cat Stevens. Taxi. Sarah.
It'll come to you at the end.
It'll come to me, yeah. Anyways, it's her father.
Okay.
Anyway, she's also been very generous to me. She came on the show twice at 610. And then another time maybe. No, she called in. And I pieced out 3 songs. I edited her conversation on the phone, saying this song. This song's about a priest asked me to write a song for a transgender, somebody who was struggling with their sexuality in church, and I wrote this as, and she just talked, and then I put the song on.
Oh, that's cool.
And then she, as I interviewed her further, she's like, "Well, this next song," and she spoke about it, and I cut it down so that it was talk, song, talk about the song, song.
Oh, that's
talk
cool.
about the song, play the song, and I thought it was such a cool sounding show. And I think that people, it's easy to listen to because it's only, 2 or 3 or 4 minutes of her talking and 2 or 3 or 4 minutes of the song. And it's really, it's like, boom, here's what the song's about. Here's the song. Oh, cool.
Nice.
So that's why that's why I envisioned maybe slicing something down as far as making it sound like something like that. But I mean, we can do that another time because, like I said, we're coming up on 2 hours, and I want to respect your time. And
thanks.
We can maybe go out and get some sun, or have a
cheers.
swim if you want, or whatever.
Rock on, man.
So just I'll let you do your thing. I'll repoint the camera.
Oh yeah, sure. I think I'm gonna do a song called "Taking My Time," and it's about seeing that the grass is green right under my feet, and the thought of it the better is always a step away, or that's not the case. That it's good right now. That all is, that I am where I should be right now, and learning to be content, and so that's kind of where this tune came from. I think I wrote it when I was out in Winnipeg. Yeah, man. Oh, that was it's probably about 9 years ago, roughly. Yeah. But
that's the song that I'm pretty familiar with, and it's one of my favorites.
Are you really? Yeah. It's it.
I Heard I Find, isn't it?
It is. Yeah.
Well, I know that album.
Oh man, nice. Yeah, it's good for me to go back to that and to remember. You know what? I have it right now. It's good, and stopping and recognizing that. Yep. Not always running, running to the next thing, or once I do that, then it will all be well. No. Right now I choose. And yeah, it's good. Nice, man. Little Mikey.
Yeah, I'll pick it up. Nice. I crowd you too much.
No. It's good.
I think I'm completely out of the picture now, so that's even better. I consider doing a podcast only focused on my guest. You can hear me, but you can't see me.
You can't see me? Oh, man. We good to go?
Oh, yeah, everybody.
Nice, man. Take my time, take my time. The longer run down the road, the better this or better that. I'm taking my time, taking my time, taking my time. I'm taking my time, I'm taking my time. The longer running down the road, the better this or better that. I'm taking my time, taking my time, taking my time. For the grass is a lovely shade of green right under my feet, right under my feet, and oh, it feels so good right under my feet, right under my feet, right under my feet. Taking my time, I'm taking my time. The longer run down the road, the better this or better that. Taking my time, I'm taking my time, taking my time. For the grass is a lovely shade of green right under my feet, right under my feet, and oh, it feels so good right under my feet, right under my feet, and there's room right here, right next to me. Can feel the earth. Remember the sun, it feels so good, feels so good, feels so good, Thanks.
Awesome, brother. So
it's
cool,
cool, bud.
Man, that is, I am so familiar with that song, and man, it's just one I love to sing too.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Yeah. And it's weird how, like I said, that comes up like a love affair. It's like a relationship, right? And then I'm like, oh, he's talking about the grass under his feet. I get it now. And every time you listen to it, you get to know your
always feels
your
so
partner
good.
better if the
That's
song
right,
was
that's
a
right.
relationship. You know,
That's right.
it's like classic, man. So I really appreciate it. Obviously, thank you, Anthony. Just in closing, anything you want to say, or more importantly, how can people get a hold of you or touch you up with donations or music or participate in your communities? And
AnthonySweet.com is the place to go.
Right on.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's nice. It's everything's there. If you want to find music about me, that's a place that you can go.
Yeah, everything's there.
Yeah. you can contact me through there. You can also find me on Facebook if you want. I'll
Fake book.
I'll accept your.
Oh, that's the picture that Farnsworth painted, eh?
Oh yes, that
I was looking for a picture for you today. I didn't want to use this one because it was from AVB.
Yes,
they did a nice job with
They
you.
did.
It's a sound recording. I won't be able to do that, but
that's all right.
at least I don't think. Anyways, I didn't want to use their picture.
Yep.
But then, what's this freshly squeezed? Is that Freshly Squeezed Studios?
Yeah. So that's where it was recorded.
At Beatty's place?
Yeah. Yep.
So who's AVB?
There are two guys that came through from Windsor.
Oh.
They used to be a bigger crew of folk, and they had like a space in Windsor that they were using.
Oh.
But they decided last year to go out on the road.
Oh.
And to go to like just two of them, and to meet musicians along the way.
And I wonder what the connection is with Beatty. I love Jay Beatty. What a great kid,
he's a good
man.
cat.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's a
cat.
good kid.
That was the only time
And
that I really ran
talented.
into him. But lovely.
If you ever get the chance to see him play bass, like he's a great guitarist, and he's a great engineer. Like he is a talented kid on the board, man.
That's
but,
cool.
Yeah, and
I've
he can
never
run a
heard
live
him.
board. He can master. Like he's. I need to reconnect with Jay. Just a great. Oh, and he.
Huh.
I probably should try to do this, but why not? I'll play you a sample. I'll see if I can find it. He made me like a. You know how all the talk shows got the little whoosh, the little intro that you come in with. So
do you have one now?
and
Do you have one of your own?
I do. Beatty made it for me.
Oh, nice.
I can't. Studio Mail, I think it came from.
Huh.
And I'll just give you, if you think
If I think it's
if you think he's a good cat, then
then
I'll just show you what he did for me.
oh, that's cool.
Okay, yeah. So, anyways, he helped me with this place. So it looks like hell. I mean, you can't see on the video. You can't see all the blankets and the insulation or whatever it is that keeps the sound from
Bouncing around.
echoing all over.
Yeah.
I don't have any carpet, so I just got a bunch of. I found somebody on Kijiji that had a bunch of moving blankets. So, anyways, Jay came down and he brought this little upholstery, punched these holes in the, and he helped me hang it. And
It's great.
so I told him I'm not sure why I wanted this, but I was looking for something. I told him I want it dark and spooky. I want it to be like rising. I want it to sound like evil, like the in the monster movies. Remember when the gargantuan used to come out of the ocean? You can always
Terrifying.
Mice on the Hurricane Smile starts like that. It builds and it builds and it builds and it builds. It's monstrous. It's huge and kind of dark and evil at the same time. So I don't know why I requested this, but that's the request I made, and this is what he came up with. He was sitting right here.
That's wild.
Just brought his little, and he'd add another loop.
It's amazing.
I don't know where I'll use it, but
You're using it right now.
so yeah, he made that while my niece and I sat here. We smoked dope all day, pretty much.
Nice.
And and then he says, "Oh no, totally! I'd love to make you like an intro." So he sent over. He says, "I don't know." He says, Sounds like a Jimmy Fannon theme.
Is that him? Yeah. Him playing? Yeah.
Oh, maybe that wasn't the final production. Oh no, hang on a second. That wasn't the final production of it.
Huh.
Oh, okay, yeah. That was just. He says, "I've been playing around with this. Tell me what you think." And then it became this.
That's good.
Even the beginning, it's like.
Oh, that's so good. That's great. That's great.
I think, I don't know, is Graham Morley on there maybe? Ash,
maybe.
I don't know who these guys, who he said they were. I should know who they are because, anyways, a great guy. And I don't know how I'm going to mix it in, but I'm like, that's pretty cool. You know, that's some good friends there, man.
Yeah.
Love Jay Beatty. Got a lot of time for that kid, man. As I do for you, and I want to keep you on time, so I didn't give you a time, but I think 2 hours is pretty sufficient. And
thanks for having me, man.
Oh, you're welcome. It's my pleasure, and I appreciate your grace and your generosity as far as, you know.
Gladly.
I know we've been kind of kicking this around for a couple months and trying to sew up a time. And hey, I found a hole in your schedule, and you're like, Friday, let's do it. Oh, no, Friday doesn't work. Thursday works. Yeah. And I'm going to continue to tell people that I heard you sing in the shower this week.
Yeah, you do that. Yeah. And then in the bathroom.
You're in the bathroom too. Any gigs coming up that we can support you on?
Taps.
Really?
Yeah, but not. It's in the works.
Oh, okay.
It's in the works. I don't have a date, but he reached out to me and said he'd like to.
Eric?
Yeah, I think that's who it was.
Eric Martin is the owner of Taps.
Oh, wow.
And highly committed to local music. Doesn't put any money in your pocket when you own a bar.
Fair.
Like, it really doesn't.
Yeah.
So it takes an underlying commitment, unselfish commitment, I think. And of course, he's in to make money, but I got a lot of time for Eric as well. Another guy maybe I should have on the show. I might have asked him. He might have said, "Yeah, I'm not the interview type of guy." Some people just don't want to talk, right? They're fine to play on stage and stuff like that. Did you play at the Warehouse at all?
I have in the past.
Yeah,
I have in the past with Fat Moth.
Yeah,
and with Sarah. Yep, but not my own. Not yet. Not yet.
Warehouse has got some of the. I think it's the best club in the region. I mean, we got some other. Sanctuary's pretty good.
Yes.
Ridgeway.
Yes.
You guys know how to run the board there. It's a beautiful room. It's a
Yes.
hard room a little bit if it doesn't have a lot of people in it.
Okay.
If you get enough bodies in it, it softens up a little bit.
Fair.
But that Warehouse, man, those guys, I think they built it for sound, and it's hard to find a better sound. I mean, you take the pack and everything out of it. I think club wise, Warehouse is pretty much
and it's
the
right
place
here.
to be.
Right in town.
The old Wally Wemnitz.
Yeah, I know. Amazing.
Carpet Market.
Yeah, thank you.
I tried to sell that building a couple times when Wally was in business still. Larry is the owner there. A neat guy, too. And his daughter took over there for a while, and then they just closed it up. And
Time to shut it
somebody
down.
else sold it. Damn it. Anthony Sweet, I love you, man.
Thanks, bud.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure, and thank you again for your generosity. AnthonySweet.com. Hit him up on Facebook. You're not on Twitter, eh? I looked for you on Twitter today.
No, I'm not on Twitter.
Who needs another social media account?
Oh man,
I'm on Gab. I'm on what's the other one?
Yeah, I'm not the best at the balance of putting on social media. Yeah, but
who needs
here
it?
I am.
Sunday nights, St. Thomas Church.
That's right.
7 p.m.
That's right.
You start at 7, so come about quarter
a little
two.
early. Yeah. Yep.
And do you have any plan? And check out my video of Anthony just from my iPhone on a tripod, no recording mics or anything like that. The acoustics in that place are just, well, they're ungodly. It's in a church. St. Thomas Church. Wow. Check that out. It's on the YouTube channel. And you got plans to do one of those events?
Yeah. Another one will come.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
All right, brother.
Yeah.
Peace.
Bye-bye. Lovely.
No battery. Just see, we timed that perfectly.
Oh, man. Isn't that awesome?
2 hours, 4 minutes,